Robert Mueller indicting 12 Russian intel officers for hacking the DCC, the DNC, and the Hillary Clinton campaign during the 2016 presidential election. The indictment is coming shortly after President Trump vowed to confront Russian President Vladimir Putin over the country's meddling during Monday's meeting. However, the president warns there will not be a, quote, Perry Mason moment. Take a listen.
Will we be talking about meddling? And I will absolutely bring that up. I don't think you'll have any, gee, I did it, you got me. There won't be a Perry Mason here, I don't think, but you never know what happens, right? But I will absolutely, firmly ask the question. And hopefully we'll have a very good relationship with Russia.
To weigh in on all of this, former State Department senior advisor Christian Whiten. Christian, what's your reaction to this news in the indictments?
Right. There's not a whole lot new here. This is extremely similar to indictment that Mueller handed down in February. The difference here is that these were identified as operatives of the GRU, Russia's military intelligence, but same spear phishing, general type spoofing attacks on the Democrats' information systems, which of course makes a lot of sense if you're Russian intelligence. After all, Hillary put a bunch of classified emails on a homebrew server. We still don't know what happened to those. The timing, I have to say, is suspicious. Mueller, releasing this the one working day before the president has his first summit with Putin, that's a little bit peculiar.
Why is it that they were just going after, as far as we know, and according to this indictment, the Dems?
The indictment says very little about motive for that, specifically why it was the Democrats. But as I mentioned earlier, frankly, the fact that Hillary was extraordinarily sloppy, Congress and the American people still don't know what was on Hillary's server. Maybe Trump can ask Putin about that, and he could tell us because he seems to probably have a better chance, or we could ask the Chinese. Also, everyone assumed that Hillary Clinton, at least all the experts in Washington and the people I assume who are advising the Russians, told them that Hillary Clinton was going to win. So they were probably trying to wean information on what the government would look like. But of course, it had no impact on the election at all.
You say it had no impact at all. Walk me through that analysis.
Because, first of all, there was no change, no effect, no impact on actual balloting systems where you could change a vote theoretically. It didn't happen. And if you look at the amounts, at least in the prior indictment and in other leaks out of Mueller's political operation that show, there are tens of thousands here, perhaps up to 1 million, that's not enough money to influence the outcome of the mayor's race in Topeka, much less a presidential race where billions of dollars ultimately get spent. It's just, as far as political warfare goes, it's a drop in the bucket.
Wow. That's the thinking, though, by Hillary Clinton and her friends and family, I suppose, that somehow the Russians stole this election from her. And so I'm sure they're looking at this news headline today and saying, see, we knew it. At least these guys are getting indicted. Hillary Clinton would be the president of the United States had the Russians just not meddled. I disagree with that theory only because, I think it comes down to whether or not you resonated as a candidate in very important states, many of which you didn't resonate in at all. But, Christian, is this going to give sort of more ammunition, in your view, to the left and their theory that somehow the Russians took this away from her, unfairly so?
You're having some hysteria today. For example, senior Democrats on the House Foreign Affairs Committee saying we ought to cut Russia off from the banking system because of this new revelation. Incidentally, if you want to see the price of oil go up substantially, pay more at the pump in return for very little in foreign affairs. That would just go ahead and do that. There'll be this news bump, but there are serious things that we have to discuss with Russia. Potential cooperation with North Korea if they give up their nuclear weapons. Russia doesn't like China, despite some claims to the contrary. We could cooperate there. We want to push Iran out of Syria. Russia theoretically could help if they're inclined to there. So there's real.
We also have to make sure they don't do this again, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with this president saying, "Yeah, guys, don't try it again. Don't mess with us," because that's going to be kind of ugly if you do. I mean, we don't. Number one, Christian, and you know more about this than I do, but at least going back to my days of international relations studies at Columbia University, one of the things that you kind of have to assume is that everybody's spying on everybody, and we have done this historically for years. And if you are a major superpower such as us, I should hope we're spying on them. And you have to kind of assume, yeah, they're probably spying on us too. Not that we should take this lightly, but there's a certain grain of reality here that perhaps people are forgetting about.
That's right. You know, I think Trump has to raise it and will raise it. He says he has, just the way that Angela Merkel had to raise it when, after the Snowden revelations implied that we were listening to her phone conversations. You know, Putin is going to push back. This isn't just a one-way street. We engage in what Russia considers political warfare and political influence. We fund Radio Free Europe. We fund this sort of archipelago of human rights groups that push on Russia's politics. And I'm not saying we shouldn't, and I'm not saying there's moral equivalence between us and Russia, but this is going on. And frankly, if you want to look at the adversary that's much better at political influence and that put real money into a presidential election, look at China, which spent lots of money getting President Clinton reelected in 1996.
Good point. All right, Christian, it's good to see you. Thank you very much.